Welcome to another episode of No, We're Actually Scared. I'm your host, Johnny Paranoia, along with my co-host,
Dusty Davenport, and we're going to have a weird, wild, and all over the place type of episode.
Yeah, this one gets a little crazy. You got to stick with us because we're going to go through the woods.
And I'm going to contradict myself at least 97 times.
At least?
Let's talk some nonsense.
Episode, and we are going to get into some craziness today about the world ending.
Yeah, it's already starting bizarre. I think my countdown to us starting is on the recording
multiple times, huh? Well, you know, it's funny. You ever watch YouTube? I know I'm a big YouTube watcher.
Yeah, I know you actually watch your podcast, which is kind of nuts.
I do watch my podcast.
That's some boomer level.
I enjoy it, dude. It's my television, man.
Then again, I guess all the young kids are watching stuff now.
Dude,
they're watching people play video games. I've never seen more people watching people play video games in public in my life.
I can't get into that.
That's insane.
You know, I don't know. Then sometimes I don't feel like playing a video game, dude.
You just feel like sitting and watch.
Just sit and watch for this guy tear it up. Oh man, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I never got a 20 kill streak.
Yeah, his reaction time, man. He should have been a baseball player.
So I know we're talking about movie previews. This is like the big thing,
dude. So on YouTube, man, I sit there and I watch. I was watching Tim Dillon the other day, and this movie, Lady in the Yard, was literally every commercial break, every ad break he had was Lady in the Yard.
And I was laughing when you said that because you brought up this movie on the podcast, and I'm obsessed with horror movie news and all this stuff, and I had never even heard of the movie.
I've never searched this movie, didn't type this into the algorithm, didn't do anything with it, and literally it's every ad break on my YouTube. And you've never heard of it,
and
Mr.
Then you're
Horror
like, hey,
Freak.
did that movie ever come out? And apparently it's been out.
It's been
for months, and we've had no word about it. No one's talked about it.
Nobody's talked about it.
Maybe it's just a terrible movie, but I'm sensing this trend of I keep seeing trailers for things, and then I feel like the movie just doesn't come out.
Or it's on Netflix.
And then 3 years later, it just shows up on Netflix, and you're like, I remember watching that trailer. It was on all the time.
3 years. It's a month later. It's oh man, look at this. Check out this.
Oh, it does come right to Netflix, yeah. But it's these weird movies. You see the trailer, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go see that, and then you don't even realize it ever came out in theaters.
No.
I don't think they have a way to market these things to people anymore.
I don't know how you get people to go now.
Yeah.
Like I said, everything's instantaneously on your phone. Why? I'd pay $10 to watch it on my TV.
It's true,
with the comfort of my home now.
I love the theater. I'm big on the theater experience. I'm big on putting the phone away. I love the theater.
Yeah.
But just for me getting knowledge for movies coming out, they just seem so sparse. Yeah. It seems like these movies, they're considered low budget, and they cost tens of millions of dollars.
Right.
And they almost don't exist.
They don't exist.
They just come out and go away. And if someone happened to stumble into a theater that day, they might have seen the movie.
What is a successful movie nowadays?
I know. It was always you had your tent poles, and then you had your regular movies throughout the year. You tried to make small profits on.
Right.
But
what is the margin on that movie though?
I think that's why you're seeing horror blow up is because the margin
is so low.
It works. It's good. The margin is big, actually, because
not low. Yes.
Your budget is so low. So you can spend $5 million
and make 20.
And if Netflix buys it for $5 million, dude, you already recouped the cost of making the movie.
That's
everything else is just money.
You're talking about movies right now, dude. I was just reading a thing about Hulu with Bill Burr. Do you know how much he got to go to Hulu? Because he was
a special on Hulu.
Yeah, his special's on Hulu.
Oh.
But he was a Netflix guy. They had F is for Family.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. The cartoon.
And then he had his all his specials were on Netflix.
Right.
And they had Netflix Presents and everything. Hulu paid him $15 million. That's the rumor.
He's a big name.
Yeah,
I'm not into him anymore. I don't think he's as funny as he used to be, but
he's
a big name.
It's a comedy special.
But he's a big name.
But you're talking about a movie that costs $5 million, dude. And if they make 15, it's oh yeah, dude, what a success. No, this guy is writing a monologue for an hour.
Yeah.
And it's $15 million, dude. That's crazy. It just shows you where we're going culturally.
Yeah, people.
I would rather listen to stories from this guy or tell jokes.
See, I'll take the horror movie.
You'll take the horror movie?
Depends on the day, but
Yeah, I didn't care for I didn't care for it.
Yeah, I haven't liked like the last 3. I don't know why I keep watching them. Like
Yeah.
it's just like the name is built in, so you're like, oh, this is gonna be funny, and then you watch it and you're just kind of looking at your phone and.
Like I said, it was. But
the theme of our podcast today, did you ever see the trailer for that Y2K movie?
Yeah.
Where they all started getting like.
That was a random YouTube thing too.
Have you heard anything about the movie?
No.
I think it's been out for months.
No.
I haven't heard a single word about it.
It was like Project X. You remember that movie? It was like a house party.
But Project X was huge, though.
Yeah.
Everyone talked about that forever.
But that's
that
what
Kid
it was.
Cudi song still plays in the back of my mind. Like,
But that's what it was, though. It was a house party on 1999 New Year's Eve, you know?
Right. And then the twist is that like all the fucking electronics start killing everyone. Yeah. I wanted to see it. I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome.
His Game Boy grew legs.
Been out. Yeah.
Started chasing him.
Been out forever, and we haven't heard a single word.
I haven't heard a single thing about it, dude. I haven't heard a single thing.
So to introduce the topic of the episode, there is this group. Well, it's not a group, actually. I think it was a creepypasta.
It's a cult.
So I got to start with this. You know how creepypastas are like, kind of like fan fiction. Like people make up things, just write stories. This is where Slender Man originated. This is where... But usually they all have like a backdrop of like how this story came.
Speaking of Slender Man being fake, dude.
Yeah.
Didn't Slender Man, wasn't he involved with like a murder?
Oh, do you know about the Slender Man murders?
Wasn't that like a thing?
Do you know about the Slender Man murders?
I know very little.
There's a whole
about
documentary.
It. Really?
So, oh my god, dude. Okay. Oh, we're going down a deep rabbit hole.
All right.
Okay, so let's start Slender Man. So Slender Man was a story, okay?
Yeah.
There was a contest on Creepypasta to send in a picture.
Okay.
Creepiest picture was going to win the contest or whatever. So everyone had all these crazy pictures or whatever. They sent the picture of Slender Man. It was like, oh shit, that's a creepy fucking no-face guy, super long, super gangly.
Tuxedo.
This whole thing. The picture was so inspiring to people that they started writing stories. So now it's like fan fiction. Like everyone gets to add to the fucking Slender Man story. Kind of like the SPC thing I was showing.
Right,
Like
right.
everyone's adding to the story. So there's a lore now to the Slender Man. And it's kind of based in the Pied Piper, who like takes the kids away from town or whatever. He like steals the kids from the adults and walks them out of town. So that's kind of like where like the lore in Slender Man comes in. So there's this small town, I want to say Wisconsin, because they have like that old, oh, don't you know, like accent. Yeah, the accent. It's one of those like Midwestern states or whatever. 2 young girls, like middle school, like 8th grade, 7th grade, they got into this lore, right?
Okay.
All of a sudden, the one girl says she's starting to see Slender Man. She ends up fucking with this kid. She ends up stabbing her classmate like a bajillion times.
Jeez.
Saying like, you have to do this for Slender Man. Like all these weird things. Like maybe I'm not getting it exactly right, but this is the gist of like the story. Is like she bought into the Slender Man thing and like almost murdered her classmate. She didn't murder him. They survived.
Jeez.
She's in the hospital, like completely, like her life has completely changed. But like, holy fuck! And this is all based on like a creepypasta thing.
That's crazy.
So that's like the Slender Man, the real story. Crazy. It's a whole documentary on HBO. It's really good, actually.
I remember we used to play that game. Do you remember that game?
We had to go find the paper in the woods?
Yeah.
That was a sick game.
It was like a free demo game we found on the internet.
And you just walk around the forest?
15 years ago, dude.
Like, and it's one of those, it's just like, oh, I found the paper. And then you turn around and he's in your face.
Yeah, your screen would start going all staticky in 1993 on the VCR. And just freaking out, dude. Like, oh, fuck, dude, man. Afraid to take a step.
Yep.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah, that was a good game. Check out that documentary.
Yeah, I have to. There was another one, too.
The Slender Man movie... That was another one that just kind of like came out and then just went like away. Yeah. It had one really good sequence in it. I remember like the dream sequence and it was really good. But the rest of the movie is pretty
blah. And then there was another one too. Wasn't it like The Devil Made Me Do It? Isn't there like some other like, I don't know if they were like Southern girls that did this one, that the girl was possessed or she was claiming she was possessed by the devil. And she actually like murdered her classmate or her friend. I'm sure there's
a million stories, yeah.
I'm sure there's
I mean, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It is about the dude who, the Warrens testified in a case for a guy that killed someone.
And then I remember there was the other movie too with Anthony Hopkins. Didn't he have
The Right?
The Right.
Yeah. Yep. So where did I say about the topic of our thing?
Oh, you're going to contradict yourself.
How did we get to Slender Man?
I don't even remember.
How did we get to Slender Man? We went off.
You brought him up, dude. You brought him up.
So this started out as a creepypasta.
Yes.
That's the website or whatever where people send things in. So this whole theory came from. But like I was saying, the creepypasta stuff we always, like, you can't just brush it under the rug because these stories came from somewhere.
Right.
Like the Slender Man thing, I think they based it in, like, German lore or something. Like, they found a real story that was, conceptually related to it.
Yeah, he's
You come up with this idea because you might have seen something in the past related to it.
Right. Jeffrey Epstein is Slender Man. Allegedly.
You never know. I mean, essentially, he took away kids from their parents and moved them to an island, and then he disappeared.
Yeah. Oh, I got a crazy one.
Yeah.
We'll talk about what you have, but I got a crazy, like, drop for you.
A crazy drop?
A crazy
like a new
drop.
thing?
Like...
New conspiracy?
It's not a conspiracy because it's legit.
Okay.
But it's nuts, dude. It's
okay.
crazy.
All right, we get there. So this started out as a creepypasta, and it's called the 1988 Anomaly.
All right.
Okay. So now I want you to follow me something. You have your phone ready?
So
I want you to open up Google real quick.
All right. I got my laptop here, too.
Okay, yeah. Open up Google, and I want you to Google the significance of the number 12 and tell me what it says. But anyways, the 1988 Anomaly showed that all of a sudden there were these unexplained atmospheric changes that happened in 1988 that meteorologists have been unable to explain. There was an increase in environmental disasters.
Really?
All of these things sort of happen. And essentially, this theory charges that the world ended in 1988.
Really?
And we split into another world.
That's happened quite a bit.
So
to theory.
Yes. So we're going to get into it. But the theory, tell me the significance of the number 12.
All right. It holds significant cultural and symbolic meaning across various traditions, often representing completeness, cosmic order, and divine authority.
Cosmic order.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts.
So when the world ends, the universe has a way of healing itself, which is to split.
Okay.
And now I want you to remember this because I'm going to talk about this from a multitude of different things. This is where I said I was going to contradict myself because I'm going to take it from one side and the other side and the other side. So it's all going to be stream of consciousness, just thought. But think about a computer now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now when a computer gets too hot, starts doing way too much, it crashes and resets.
Correct.
And tries to restore itself to a position where you were.
Okay.
But it's not always able to bring back everything the way exactly it was.
Right.
So now think about this. The theory behind this is going beyond the 88 anomaly is that the world resets every 12 years.
It's kind of crazy.
And memories that happened during those times sometimes get lost or rebooted in a different or wrong way, which posits the Mandela effect.
Really?
So I know we always ascribe the Mandela effect to CERN.
Yes.
And I think that's going to be one of the big reasons for the 2012.
Yes.
And we'll get to 2012, but I just want to stay on 88 for a minute and just I've been listening to this is just hearsay and talk, but there is such a nostalgia grab for the 80s.
Oh, big time.
People love the 80s.
Hair metal.
Stranger Things is
a
huge show because it's set in the 80s.
Set in the 80s.
And you think about all-time classic movies. You think of The Breakfast Club.
Right.
You think of all those high school
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
What are they? Who's the director of the fucking
16 Candles?
Yeah, that director. Why can't I think of his name? It's the Everclear song. John Hughes movie.
Okay.
So John Hughes. I wish my life was like a John Hughes movie. But anyways, we have such a nostalgia for that time, and it's because the universe was rebooted in that time.
That's kind of crazy.
And we go back and we think about those things, and the memories don't always make sense, and they also could be false. If the computer rebooted, and maybe this is just the system trying to pump in memories that maybe don't actually exist.
Right. That's a crazy theory, dude.
So,
well,
I don't know why that you started at 88, but
you think
it works with when you ascribe the rule of the 12s.
Right, but you also think about all right, I'm gonna go really crazy cosmic on you.
You did have some examples of natural disasters.
Natural disasters that happen.
So like I said, that was the big unexplained in 88 was the atmospheric changes.
Yes. Now, but if you go back to the number 12, think about 12 hours in the afternoon, PM, 12 hours in the AM. It resets the day.
Yep.
At midnight, turns over.
Yes.
It's kind of crazy.
I was not ready for a numerology episode, but
12 hours.
12 it's a strange number.
Tom Brady played forever, wore number 12.
Yep. It's completeness, man. It's the cycle.
Now, doesn't your body, like, all your cells die and regenerate? Is it 12 years? Don't tell me 12 years, dude.
But also, in the way your body's healing itself, is the Earth healing itself when it's destroyed. So now it splits off into another Earth.
Earth, yeah. Dude, that's kind of... I got a little bit of chills on that one.
And in our Are You Dead episode, we talked about quantum... I'm not allowed to say the word for YouTube, but quantum unaliving.
Oh, jeez.
Where when you die, your consciousness, to compensate, finds another reality and puts it into that as similar to the reality you were just in. So you never actually die. You just keep moving to different realities.
Well,
so if the whole world goes away...
Right.
Is it just quantum
leaping?
Quantum,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Could be.
Quantum immortality, I think, is the other word they use
well,
for
it's
it.
The
Since
Nietzsche,
they're not allowed to say the S word anymore.
It's the Nietzsche theory of, if you're miserable in your life, it's because you're in hell.
Well, yeah, that's more like a cyclical thing.
You're just reliving the same thing over and over
again.
Yeah,
they said if you only get to do this once and you have to do it for the rest of your life,
right,
you better make it work because...
You're in hell if you're not.
Yeah, or else you have to do that again and again forever. Mm-hmm. And if you live life thinking that way, you're going to live a better life.
There was a really good quote I heard the other day.
Yeah.
If you're following your dreams, you're disappointing somebody. And I thought that was a really pretty in-depth quote the other day, thinking about life and
following your dreams, you're disappointing somebody.
Like you're not successful, you're not making the most money, you don't have the most prestigious career, so don't listen to the outside noise. Just to throw that out there. I thought it was a great quote.
Or maybe you're not supposed to follow your dreams and you should stop disappointing everyone.
Well, hey, if you want to live that way, you live that way. But I thought that was a really good quote and I wanted to share that.
Yeah, I like it. All
right, so a couple of the natural disasters that happened.
Yes.
There was Hurricane Gilbert, which held a pressure record for 17 years. That happened in 1988. There was also the Spytak earthquake in Armenia that killed 25,000 people.
Oh.
There was a record drought in the Midwest and the largest wildfire on record at Yellowstone National Park in 1988.
Really?
So those are a couple of the natural disasters that they realized. Did you ever
said, like these crazy atmospheric changes that might have happened in the rebooting of the system?
Did you ever see? I know this is going off a little topic here, but there was did you ever see the Wormhole documentary?
No.
That opened up in California and that they registered on. I know this is like a little bit of
what?
This is a little bit off topic.
Way off topic.
This is way off topic.
I got another off topic when you're done because I heard something today and I have to share it.
Okay, but this I guess there was a documentary out. It's I don't know if it's on Amazon or HBO, but there were these scientists that captured this wormhole opening up on like all their radar systems.
Yeah.
So they formed like a triangular just to map it out in a triangular file to eliminate and to catch it from 3 different angles.
Okay.
And it was like on Catalina Island, and then 2 cameras they set up on the coast, and they registered this wormhole opening up. But there were things coming out of the wormhole, dude.
Wait, what?
Dude, it's crazy, dude. I gotta watch the documentary. Like I said, it was a quick fucking preview thing.
Yeah.
But they were saying that there's like interdimensional beings coming out of this wormhole.
This is a new documentary?
This is a new documentary.
Okay.
I got to get the name of it, but I was just thinking about with like this opening up a timeline and things, it's unexplained, world resetting, the world ending. What is coming in through this simulation? Like, are wormholes just opened up in the sky off of California right now?
Oh, dude. Well, that's why I said I'm going to contradict myself because I want to like ascribe things to like, all right, let's take this as simulation theory. Let's take this as a biological theory.
It's a combo of everything, though.
It could be.
It's a combo of everything.
But like I said, I'm going to contradict myself talking about these things. I will say there was an author and also preacher, I believe. Hal Lindsey predicted that the world was going to end in the 80s. So that's one of the first. We're going to start this because I have someone predicting the end of the world for every 12 years. So Hal Lindsey predicted it in 88.
It's like a stock market guy. The crash is coming.
And eventually it's going to, right?
Sell now, buy gold.
All right, so this is my other off-topic thing. Speaking of like a Christian dude. So I want to do an episode on the Book of Enoch. I just have never read it.
Okay.
So, but you know what it's about.
Yes.
Fallen angels.
Yes.
So the Paramount logo. Do you have Paramount Plus?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you know how the intro to Paramount is the stars going over the water and going on the mountain?
Yeah, around it.
So there's a mountain in the Book of Enoch.
Yeah.
The 22 fallen angels fell.
It's modern day Damascus, by the way.
It's like Mount Hernon? Or...
Hernon, yeah, it's right outside.
That right?
Yeah, it's the when Israel went into Syria.
Yes.
They took over Mount Hernon.
Okay.
30 miles outside of Israel.
So Paramount, that's Mount Hernon. The stars going over, there's 22 stars. There were 22 fallen angels in the Book of Enoch descending on Mount Hernon.
Yeah, here we go. Now
What? So I'm positing that the 22 fallen angels, the representation of that in Paramount is saying that essentially fallen angels control the mainstream media.
I love it. Maybe Kanye was right.
Just saying. Mount Hernon, 22.
Yeah, that's where the end of the world's supposed to take place, by the way. Do you know that?
Yes. And that is kind of nuts. Going back to Hal Lindsey's prediction about the 88, he said that the Russians were going to attack Israel and it was going to start World War III.
Yep. And that was going to be the end of the world.
world.
But knowing that you need...
And it might have been.
Well, that's why the U.S. is so entwined with Israel, is that they need the Christians to come there and fight the Muslims, and then the Jews are going to be the last standing tribe.
So Jesus can come back to earth. And...
Well, not Jesus.
Well, not for the Jews.
Yes, not Jesus, but that's the prophecy.
Right.
And that's why modern day Christians are so pro-Israel, is because they have to be there for their apocalypse.
Right.
It's crazy, dude. It's all intertwined.
It's a wild place. Like, when you really think about Israel, like, contextually, like, it's been talked about for 50 years. Yeah. Like, this place that's...
It just shows you that.
50 years,
everything
50 million years, 50,000 years.
Just pro wrestling, dude. It's already written. They got a game plan, dude.
So there's your religious aspect if we're not talking about simulation theory.
Crazy.
But that it ended, and all of a sudden, maybe it was God, and he was just, like, snapped his fingers and fucking moved the world over to a different one. He's like, try again. But it always restores itself from the place it is. Like, it's not like it restarts.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy, and it's kind of like, hey, you remember, like, those things that happened in the 80s where Nelson Mandela died in jail?
Yeah.
We're going to take that out when we reset the simulation, and we're going to make...
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But you still have that memory that he died in jail. That's the Mandela effect.
Correct. Well, I think that comes in a little bit later. Like, I think that was, like... Because I think he died in 2013.
He died later than that, I think.
I think he died
in real life.
I think it was 2013 when he died.
Really?
Yeah, because that's when everyone went back to 2012.
But that's what I'm saying, though, is like, did he die? They said he died in the 80s or the 90s in jail.
Nobody knows. They just thought he was dead.
Yeah, when did the phenomenon occur?
On his death in 2013.
Everyone was like, yeah, I thought he already died.
He thought he already died in prison. I thought he died in prison.
It's going to really ruin my theory, though, if he died after 88. Or if they think he died after 88.
What it is.
But whatever, if it's in 2000, maybe that reset it and they took that out. But I'm saying is, when you're rebooting things, all of a sudden there's no cornucopia on the Fruit of Loom. There's the Bernstein Bears.
Yeah, Fruit Loops.
There's all those things. JCPenney's.
There's a bunch. Like I said, none of those really
none of those get you?
No.
None of those get you?
No.
You don't remember Shazam?
I do remember.
I watched Shazam at least 10 times.
I do remember Sinbad.
With Sinbad.
I do.
I watched that movie.
That one gets me. That one gets me. I'm not gonna lie, because I do remember the Shaq one too, and the Shaq one I'm like, oh dude, this one's so shitty compared to fucking Sinbad.
That was great.
I know. The Sinbad one gets me.
Speaking of our friend from Snow White, do you remember the line in Snow White?
No.
Talking about the mirror.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
So say it. Say it as you would say it. As you remember.
The lion?
The line. About her
mirror,
talking
mirror
about
on the wall.
Mirror on the wall.
Who's
Guess
the
what?
fairest of them all?
Guess what? She never said that in the movie. This is Mandela effect. Magic mirror on the wall is the line in the movie. She never said mirror, mirror on the wall, but everyone knows it was mirror, mirror on the wall.
It was mirror, mirror on the wall.
Yes. But that was erased.
That's bullshit. I do remember that now.
Ed McMahon?
Okay, now you're talking to me. Oh, the money guy?
Publishers Clearinghouse?
Yeah.
Giving people checks door to door?
Yep, I remember
Johnny
that.
Carson talked about him giving checks people door to door? Guess what? He never worked for Publishers Clearinghouse. He was never a part of the organization whatsoever. God. Johnny Carson talked about him being a part of the organization. There's footage of it.
That's a crazy one. I do remember Publishers Clearing House. I remember trying to
Those
sign up for it as
commercials.
like a 7-year-old kid. Like, oh fuck, dude, they're getting a lot of money. I can buy slime from Nickelodeon, dude.
C-3PO had a metal leg in the original Star Wars: A New Hope. No one ever remembers him having a metal leg, but if you go put in the VHS, he has a metal fucking leg.
That's a crazy one. I know Mickey Mouse had a couple. Do you got any of the Mickey Mouse ones
I don't
written?
have Mickey Mouse, no.
I think it was like if he had suspenders on or if he didn't have suspenders.
So what if this is just a poorly made computer? Not poorly made, obviously. It's fucking way beyond anything we have. But I'm saying like a computer that's trying to recreate, but it misses in and needs to fill in the gaps with AI. So it just kind of pops in like, oh, the Bernstein Bears. Oh, the
Berenstein.
Yeah.
And then Febreze, I'm just going off like the top of my head of what I've seen before. Febreze, it's spelled with 2 Z's.
Oh, yep.
And it's not. It's spelled with like an S.
The JCPenney's one's weird. Have you ever seen JCPenney's with an E before the Y? It's always been YS.
YS.
But it's EYS. Or, I'm sorry, it's the other way around. No, it is EYS.
I don't remember that one. I don't ever think I saw that one.
But it's always been YS, not
bunch.
EYS.
There's a bunch of them, dude. There's a bunch. But yeah, it does make sense though that it's like
a computer trying to reboot and like AI's filling, like when you talk to ChatGPT, they're trying to like fill in the holes, but they miss something every once in a while. Something's a little off.
He doesn't have a finger, you know. Like, oh shit, man, that would be great if he had 4 fingers, like.
And all right, so that was like that's the simulation aspect of it. We talked about the Jesus aspect of it, whereas like, hey, maybe Russia really did fucking attack Israel and we started World War III and everyone died. So that's the religious aspect. Biological aspect, the world healed itself by splitting. Here's the secret society aspect, okay?
Oh,
and this is just for me because I love movies. But
here we go.
Donnie Darko was set in 1988.
Really?
And we know these people have to show us things without showing us things.
Right.
But if you go to Donnie Darko is a movie about a plane crash that killed him and split the world into a different reality.
That's kind of nuts.
Where he eventually had to reconstitute it and end up like dying in his house and like setting everything back. But a movie specifically about a rabbit demon
in 1988.
It's set, and it wasn't made in 1988. It was set in 1988. So that's a secret society fucking pushing it in your face, letting you know that the world ended then.
That's crazy. I'm just trying to think of like numerology, dude. Like there's a lot with 12 though.
Yes.
Like that's a crazy thing to fucking think about, like the numerology aspect of this.
But every 12 years we're going to go through this thing, I have a movie for every single one.
Yeah.
That came out after it happened.
You have a movie?
I have a movie that
represents every 12 years.
That goes back, so it comes out after the 12 years.
Right.
And it's kind of like them telling you that the world ended then.
Right. Yeah, like I said, I believe in that secret society thing where they gotta.
They have to show you something.
They have to give you the glimpse.
It's kind of like they're like, "Hey, watch this. I'm gonna tell them that the world ended. They're not gonna realize it. They're gonna love this movie."
You know, the reason behind that though is because it's for them to have good karma to do the bad act. Do you know that, right?
Is it like a reversal? Like,
no.
I did the bad thing. Now it's like okay because I told you.
They have to show you that they did the bad thing. They have to give you the hint that it's happening.
And that kind of gives them better karma?
And that gives them good karma.
Like takes it off their back?
Takes it off the guilt. I'm not guilty. I showed you.
I told you.
I showed you.
Oh.
That's the whole, like, secret society.
Fucking evil.
It's crazy, dude.
And dark.
But like I said, just go back to the 9/11 things.
Yeah.
Like, how many movies had, like, planes going into the towers, dude?
All the 9/11
Like,
stuff.
I just think of the Rugrats movie scene.
Yeah.
Where they're, like, going to, like, and it's a plane flying into the tower. Like, that one just sticks out, like, vividly in my head. Like,
guess who owns the rights to Rugrats?
Paramount. Oh, shit. There it is, dude. It's all connected. It's all connected. And then all the Nickelodeon shit that did come out afterwards. Like,
Yep.
A little weird. All right, so is that everything on 88?
That's everything on 88. So now we're going to jump forward our 12 years, which is...
Puts us in.
What is it? Cosmic order is what we're describing
order.
the 12. A completeness and cosmic order.
2000. What happened in the year 2000?
So we got to go to 1999. So that's the big one. What are we thinking about in 1999, like November?
Y2K.
That's all we're thinking about. You can actually go find pictures of Best Buy things that says, please turn off your computer.
Yeah,
at 12/31.
It was great.
1999. And I remember Y2K. And that's sitting there like, oh, fuck.
The lead up to it, the stock market is going to crash.
And if you talk to, like, people that worked in, like, data entry, Office Space is based on this.
Really?
Like, if you ever watched Office
Yeah,
Space, like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
literally based. He's like, I have to change all the 99s
Right,
because
to
we're going to
2000s.
zeros,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
going to reset the whole database. It's going to ruin
Yep.
everything. And every time he tries to explain his job, he's like, it's really dumb.
You know-
He's like, it's really stupid.
You know that building's in Austin, Texas?
Really?
Yeah, you could go by the Initech building.
Greatest movie ever.
It's
dude.
fantastic.
Like, it's one of the greatest movies of all time.
It's probably
Yeah.
probably a top 5 for me, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
Just
Like, Mike Judd is a fucking genius.
in the he had such a run, dude.
Dude,
Like,
King of the Hill.
Beavis and Butthead,
Beavis and Butthead, Office Space.
Idiocracy.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about
Like
Idiocracy.
he had such a run, dude. Like it was a run and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, his comedy is the perfect level. But
Oh,
that
yeah.
dude who played the guy in Office Space, he's like,
Oh, it's fantastic.
he's so dry and perfect.
Ron Livingston.
Ron Livingston.
He was fantastic in Band of Brothers.
And Loudermilk.
Louder. I have that in my list, and I gotta watch it.
It's totally worth watching.
I gotta watch it. Yeah, he was fantastic in Band of Brothers too.
Yeah,
like,
that
he was an
perfect,
alcoholic.
like, dry, sarcastic.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, he was an alcoholic commander in Band of Brothers.
yeah, he's so
He was
good.
fantastic. Like, didn't give a shit about fucking the
I
bomb.
love how we
throwing
go
off.
off. I have no idea how we're talking about fucking Ron Livingston and Band of Brothers.
It's fantastic, dude. That's the point of the show.
Office Space. So his whole job was like doing this.
Yeah.
But there's like tons of accountants that were really nervous
Yeah.
that the entire economy was going to collapse. No one's going to have social security numbers because everything was built on computers
Right.
made in the 70s where they only had two
Two
digits.
digits. Yep.
So once it went to zero, it wasn't going to think it was 1900 and erase everything going forward.
Right.
And like they really had these fears, like
Yeah.
people that worked in there.
It's kind of crazy thinking about it now. Like, where you don't even think about, like, oh my god, like, my date is going to change on my computer. It's going to fucking crash the
We're done.
market.
It's over.
Like, it's so crazy to
It's
think
gonna
about.
think it's 1900
Right.
because the two numbers
Right.
changed in the bottom corner of your computer.
Like, okay, so I get my social security check with 1900 instead of 2000. Like, that's going to end the world, dude. Like, we'll figure it out. But yeah, the fears were nuts.
Yeah.
The fears were
Everyone
nuts.
was terrified. And that's the big one in 99 to 2000.
It's going to crash the grid.
Is that it ended, dude. The grid ended. We went into total chaos, and fucking the nukes just launched off,
Launch
and
off,
we all
yeah.
died.
Yeah, the nukes were going to
Yep.
release themselves. Yeah.
So, the predictor for 2000, Nostradamus predicted the King of Terror would descend on the Earth in the 7th month of 1999. The comet Hallbot went up in July of 1999 and was seen in the sky. It was gonna come down and hit Earth.
So
and we're saying that maybe it did.
I
If
wonder
it
what,
wasn't Y2K, this is just an alternative to Y2K.
I wonder what the meaning of that name is.
Hallbot?
Yeah.
I have no idea. But like
Probably means,
Nostradamus literally like called that this comet was coming
End of
on
all
the 7th
beings.
month, and it literally came in at the end of June.
That's kind of nuts. I mean, is he really good at astronomy? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that's crazy how much this dude hit.
oh, he hit a lot, dude.
Yeah.
He's probably about 30%, dude. Like, hey, he's a good 300 hitter, dude.
Yeah.
In baseball.
He's crushing it.
Lifetime 300? That's Hall of Fame, man.
That is Hall of Fame. Do you have anything else about 99?
No,
Any of the
that's-
world ends? I think like the nukes went up.
The
It
nukes
was
went up.
over.
I remember being in Pennsylvania and like being scared
Yeah.
because I remember everyone like at the party was like.
Yeah.
I remember watching South Park as a kid and like my mom was like, "What the hell is this?" like, oh, it's a cartoon, and they're saying bastard and shit. on TV. And then I remember being scared of like everybody talking about the world's gonna end at midnight because everyone's fucking drunk.
Right.
And here I am, a 10-year-old, fucking like, oh fuck, dude, what?
Yeah, respect my authority.
yeah, like, oh shit, dude, this better work at midnight, man. But yeah, that's my 2000 recollection.
All right. So now, my movie of the time. This is kind of nuts. So I got this off a YouTube video. I stole this from this guy. So don't hate. Sorry.
Okay.
He's not gonna watch this video. It's fine. The Matrix. So there's many lines in the Matrix,
Okay.
and eventually they get to Neo and they start explaining, and they essentially say that we, fucked up the simulation a few times.
Yeah.
We got it right this time. He said it. We set the simulation in 1999. Now the movie came out in the early 2000s.
Okay.
I believe 2001. But they said we set the simulation in 1999 because it is the pinnacle of human civilization. It is where you are able to work and like get ahead and still subscribe to stuff, but there is enough suffering and things keeping you down that you don't question the fact that you're not in reality. So like they said, 1999 was the pinnacle the perfect place to be, where you would know you're in reality but still want to work hard enough to achieve more things in 1999. It's kind of crazy that movie like went back in time and said that.
Yeah.
Like,
especially what the movie is like disconnecting from society.
Yes. And like the whole thing is like it's the creative people want to leave.
Leave, right, yeah. And the robots
the other
are
people,
just
they want to
here,
just keep staying in there.
Right.
And that's why they meet the one guy who knows he's in it.
Right.
And he continues to be there.
Be there.
And he's like,
Right.
I'm going to eat steak, and I'm with supermodels, and I'm with whatever.
Right.
And like, and he's just like, what are you going to do? You're going to go hang out? And you go to their like $21.99 world or whatever it is afterwards, and they're all in like metal pods and they're eating out of fucking cans. They're eating beans out of cans.
Right.
And, like this dude's like eating ribeyes with supermodels.
Living in darkness underground and
So this guy's just like, why?
Yeah.
Why would I leave the simulation?
Yeah.
And I kind of like that dude makes more sense than Neo to me, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Another crazy thing about that movie.
Yep.
Talk about foreshadowing. 9/11 was his expiration on his passport.
Really?
9/11/2001.
Oh my god.
His passport expired.
I'm worried about doing a 9/11 episode. I feel like I actually, you know, it's so talked about now. It's probably not even a big deal to do it.
No,
but
it's 25 years.
Dude, the
later.
amount of 9/11 fucking things.
Oh,
I told you the cell phone in Saw.
Yeah,
when he handed it to him, it's 9/10.
Yeah.
And there's always the meme that's like, oh, don't tell these guys, but tomorrow's gonna be a big bummer too.
It's fucking crazy. Yeah, but his passport was expiration date 9/11/2001 in The Matrix.
That's kind of nuts. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But all right, and this goes into like this thing where this guy made a really good point. Like I said, I'm stealing a lot of the 2001 from this guy. But in like Greeks or whatever, they believed in muses.
Okay.
They believed in like you were inspired by these muses or whatever, and you know, like these fallen angels and things, they can kill the muses, whatever, blah, 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 blah.
Maybe those muses came out of that wormhole at Catalina Island.
But the whole Matrix is the idea of killing the muse. So it's kind of like a conformist society. It's kind of like a...
Well, is it?
And the creatives are the people that are on the outside.
Outside, right. The outside.
Who are trying to leave that.
Right, this realm of fake.
So there's like this theory that every decade had such a flavor, like the 50s. If you watch Back to the Future, dude, like you feel the nostalgia, dude. They're in the diner getting milkshakes. They're in the whatever.
Right,
like,
Americana is what I think
Americana, like 1950s, 1960s.
Revolution.
Hippies. You have like the colorful
Civil rights movement.
Whatever. Yep.
Vietnam.
70s hit, dude.
A little bit of Vietnam disco though, is what I think of with the 70s.
But like long hair, like
dancing, high bell bottom pants,
polyester, like
cocaine.
80s, dude. Huge flavor, dude. Huge flavor in the 80s. Big hair,
Miami Vice,
big color, Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, cocaine, booger sugar everywhere, dude.
90s,
the crack pandemic in the 80s.
90s, grunge.
Yes.
The Seattle movement, the fucking not giving a fuck, the Gen X, fuck everything.
Columbine.
Jesus.
These are what I think of, though.
But I'm saying every decade had this big flavor.
Yes, you could tell.
But from 2000 to now, it's the same.
2000 to 2010, dude, I have a hard time. It all kind of meshes together.
Yeah.
For me.
Like they don't, head. Like 20 to 2010 to 2010 to 2020, they don't have distinct flavors.
No, you're correct. Because like even like you think about like clothing. Ralph Lauren was popular in 2003.
Right.
It's still popular today. You know what I mean? Like
right.
It's not like flannel was like a thing or like grunge look was. You know, that goes in and out of style.
But what's the big jump though? The technological jump in the 2000s. The cell phones.
The
iPods.
Yeah.
When all these things happened, did they kill the muse?
It could have been. Everybody,
like you said, we have more remakes than ever before,
and everybody has.
We have more retreads of ideas and creativity.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, did we kill the muse in 20? And like, is the Matrix telling you that, hey, you're in a simulation and we're rebooting it, and we're going to make it more. You're able to work. You're able to get nice gadgets. You're able to get these things, but you're not able to Like you're not the creative.
Yeah, no, there's no. Everybody has think tank ideas nowadays. You know what I mean? Like everybody is. If you don't think this way, you're bad.
Yeah.
If you're this, you're racist.
But did the Matrix tell you that?
Could be.
When the computer rebooted that time, they're like, hey, this 12-year block didn't work. So when we reboot it this time, we're gonna up the technology a lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
It could be. Like
the death of the muse.
Because like I said, even with like, okay, yeah, phones and computers are more powerful.
Yeah.
But is there any like change between like a laptop look from 2000 to 2025?
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's still the same thing. Same thing with phones.
Yeah, you use MySpace the same way you use Instagram.
Exactly.
The same way you use, like it's all the same.
It's all the same, dude. Same thing with social medias too.
Yep.
They all came out. There hasn't really been a change of how Facebook works, except it probably got worse. Probably got more computerized, more analytical, more system oriented.
Used to be excited when you saw somebody poked you.
Right,
Remember when you got poked on Facebook?
Or you get a friend request. Now the only friend request that you get, I know we're older, but it's from bots.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. It's from like a Filipina stripper.
Yeah, yeah.
Lena.
Yeah, who is this? Like, why are you liking my post?
Yeah. Like
about
you're definitely from a Russian troll farm.
Exactly. But like it is crazy though. There is no individuality, it seems like, is going out the window nowadays.
And and I'm just saying, like, the Matrix kind of told you that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
That we're kind of in a simulation.
It's a crazy time. It's a crazy time.
But it is crazy how like big the flavor was for every other decade.
Yeah.
Like, it had such a distinct thing.
But plus, we weren't all connected either. So guess what? People in California thought differently than people in New York.
True.
You know, people in Georgia thought different than Ohio, and
so maybe connection's not good.
It seems like a little different.
Yeah.
But you know what the crazy thing is? Like the connectivity, but
also the connection was like so like small that like it was easy to connect too. Like everyone watched this. Like, you know what I mean? Like you had your 3 shows or whatever. So like
primetime television was big on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
But maybe the fallen angels in the Book of Enoch were running those
Paramount.
3 channels.
Clearly Paramount. Clearly. But you know the other crazy thing is too, it's just like going off a little bit of on a rant here.
Yeah.
But how everything is like, it seems so dark and heavy nowadays.
Yeah.
Like society, like you watch the news and it's always fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, Iran is in Ukraine and Russia, and you know how we talk about like everybody is so connective now. Like if I want to call somebody in Russia or talk to somebody in Russia, I could talk to them.
Yep.
Why is there this phantom screen up with like
it's very true
war?
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're so evil. But like, you know, they still put this narrative out there.
Yep.
And people buy into it, hook, line, and sinker.
Big time.
And it's just like, dude, if you want to talk to somebody, like, you literally could join like a Syrian chat room.
Yeah, you can go talk to people in Syria.
Like, what's your day like?
Yeah.
You know, oh, hey, look at their TikTok video. Like, they're just like us.
I know. It's like,
and then it's like, oh, they're evil. They're this. We need to attack them. We need to solidify our defenses. Ugh. And it's a crazy mindset, dude. It's a crazy way.
Yeah, you're more connected than ever, but for some reason they're still able to throw up that wall against us.
They're still an enemy, like between the political. I think like war should be fought between world leaders. Yeah. I think they should have a fucking like a snowball war between the two.
Yeah,
or a boxing match.
Yeah, boxing match.
Like, yeah, let's go, you fucking pussies. Like,
I think Russia would take over the dude. Putin's got some fucking moves, dude. He might be able to fuck some people.
But wouldn't that deter your elections though? Like, I would be picking an athlete like this super stud wrestler. You know, like Chris Jericho.
It's just
like,
The Rock.
Like The Rock. Exactly. The Rock would be the president, dude. No one would fuck with The Rock, dude. No one's taking him on, dude. Unless they get like the Mountain from Game of Thrones, dude. But no one's gonna. That would be great to watch, dude. Like, oh, you got a problem? Here's our fucking tariffs, dude. And then they fight. It'd be way better, dude. Like I said, this nonsense of.
If it's all simulation, why not, dude?
Like I said, dude, it's all fake.
So 2012, we know who predicted the 2012 end of the world. The calendar just fucking ended.
Yeah, that one started with mine. I remember having like a countdown in my phone.
Yeah.
Like
to the end of the world.
End of the world on December 21st, 2012, and I remember working overnights.
See, all I think about when I think about the Mayans in 2012 is the living room song.
The living room song?
Yeah,
from the Wonder Years?
From the Wonder Years, yeah. The Mayans don't believe it. Why should I be any different? Yeah. But if the world ends.
Yeah. I believed it. I thought we were done for.
It's kind of crazy that their calendar was going to end, and their calendar predicted a few things too.
Yeah,
and it was really good on agriculture.
It was very accurate. Like I think our calendar is like a combination of like 4.
Yeah,
but the Mayan one, it's pretty much
right
on it. I think they had like 28-day months,
which is the craziest thing because if you divide our days, we would have 12 months with 28 days. So why do we have months with different amount of days?
I don't know. It's crazy.
Like what?
It's a weird thing, dude.
They didn't want the complete in order. They wanted chaos.
Yeah, they wanted chaos, dude. You gotta like
cosmic order. Sorry,
maybe the cosmic order was thrown off. I mean, the Mayan calendar was created how many years ago?
Should we blame Paramount?
Probably.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Going on.
Throw that one out there.
So in 2012, and this is where everyone thinks the Mandela effect started happening in 2012. Yes. And I have some good nostalgia things about 2012. It's funny I'm saying that the 20 to 2010 doesn't have a flavor, but I'm going to talk about the flavor. But in 2012, CERN was created, and the God particle was discovered.
CERN was created in 2008.
Well, the God particle was discovered in 2012. Yes. The
boson.
Boson?
Higgs boson?
The Higgs boson was found. So they said once this God particle was found, it was going to create black holes and end the world.
Yes.
And there's a good chance it did.
Probably. When they're smashing supersonic mass together around that 2.5 mile radius that they created under their underground.
Yep.
I'm sure some things are happening. That they said that they created a black hole, and we got sucked into the black hole. And there's also another theory stating that when they discovered it, I believe they discovered it in July of 2012.
Wow.
And the world was supposed to end in December of 2012. So when they discovered it, they said that they put us on an alternate timeline and saved the world as it is.
Which would be the same thing, like as essentially shifting us to another Earth.
Other Earth, right. This one ended, this one continues.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts.
Yeah, and then they got antimatter there, too. They discovered that it's antimatter.
These things are so fucked up.
It's crazy, dude. And they're only expanding.
I know. And they say one's coming to New Jersey?
Yeah.
I don't know if it did or not, but that's
not yet, but it's supposed to.
So just to get my...
Maybe those are the UAPs.
That's true.
Why are they all drawn there?
The nostalgia thing. So... You ever like scrolling on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and you always get that video of like the, like kind of like when we were in high school, like 2008, 2007 or whatever, and it shows the video of high school playing Simple Plan, and it shows everyone's having fun and talking, and no one's on their cell phone, and like
it's a weird time.
They're being goofy and like fun, dude, and like everything's great, dude, and how nostalgic you get for that.
Yeah, you're in the moment.
And doesn't that just seem like that was like an implanted fucking memory too?
A little bit.
Like it
compared
was reset, compared to like where it is like right now.
Right now, yeah, it seems like it's like a different lifetime.
So if the world ended in 2012,
but then again,
and then they rebooted the computer, and they put these memories into us or whatever, they put in like these like happy like, hey, remember like how good things were back then?
But the weird thing is though, we're that weird generation though. Like we experienced life before the internet was a mainstay.
Yeah,
and we're also experiencing life as a mainstay with technology.
Yeah.
Like, we're in that weird part. Like, usually, like, older people are just like, oh, yeah, I really don't see it. I'm blind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not open to it. You know, like, we saw both sides of the piece of paper, dude.
And one side was a lot better.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
It seems like it. And like I said, I don't know if that's just us aging.
Yeah.
And getting older, and missing the nostalgia of being young and vibrant and life. But I don't know. Like, it seems like we're in a weird generation, though. Like, we had the split. Because, like, I remember hanging out with my friends when we were 15, and nobody had a cell phone. Do you know what I mean? Or 14, and no one had a cell. There were cell phones, but it was like track phones or, oh, I can't call anybody. I got minutes. Do you remember that? Like, oh, I got to wait till 9 o'clock. I got to
wait
minutes.
for the weekends.
Yeah,
you can talk all night. Yeah.
Minutes. Yeah, think about that, dude.
Yeah, AT&T was like, I can't call you before 9.
Right. And then after 9, it didn't matter.
Yeah. What a weird concept, dude.
Nights and weekends.
What a weird concept.
It's crazy. But like I said, it's like you went to work, dude, and no one was on their phone.
Never.
You know? It was like, I remember having like Snake on the track phone, like playing Snake. Like, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah, now you go to work and like, everyone's on their
People
phone.
are watching movies, dude.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
It's crazy.
It does make people disconnected. Like,
100%.
Yeah.
You're in headphones, you're disconnected
So that goes back to like the architect of the Matrix, and if they made 1999 as the pinnacle, Why did they reverse it and set it up for this 2012 for the version it is right now?
Because we're just planning for the takeover, the complete takeover.
Like, that's what I'm wondering. Like, what is this version of the Matrix? Like, what is the purpose of creating this one where everyone's very disconnected and
the plan has to fulfill. That's why.
Well, I mean, if that one, yeah, what was the point of the Matrix? Like, were they just like harvesting them, or like
to save the world from the fucking what's his face, Mr. Anderson?
Yeah, but Mr. Anderson's just the AI of
yeah,
the
he's
Matrix.
the AI. He was fighting them to keep them in the Matrix. They needed them in the Matrix to keep it sustaining. Couldn't open up everyone's eye.
Yeah. Sorry for the interruption. We had to look up what the Matrix was about.
Yeah, because we were having an argument over here. Like he was shaking his head violently. At
It
me,
was
like,
very important.
I'm completely wrong.
Very
I'm
serious.
like, well, now they're the Wachowski sisters, right?
The Wachowski.
The Wachowski sisters.
Is it brothers or sisters now? Which way did they go?
They went
Guy to girl or girl to
guy? Guy to girl.
Guy to girl.
Yeah.
They both did.
Yeah, they both
Yeah,
did.
the odds are.
Yeah, the one did it like 3 years before, and then the other one
The other
joined.
one was like, oh yeah, okay, let's do
yeah,
that.
this is working out.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves loves him though. They must be alright people.
He seems like a pretty cool dude.
He seems like the nicest, coolest dude. Like nothing would faze him.
Yeah.
Like he is that. He went to school in Hawaii.
Really?
Yeah, where I lived for a little while.
Oh, shit.
He like literally went to school there.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. So he's got that attitude of like,
Yeah.
okay.
I just think of Youngblood.
I think it's Speed.
Speed, yeah, Speed.
Speed's the best. So yeah, the Matrix is actually about the machines keeping humanity subdued by putting them into the Matrix so that they can harvest their energy for heat, or they can harvest, like they basically keep the humans like in this thing, and they can use them to take heat and energy from them to power their society.
Yes.
And this is like AI and machines like doing this.
A little weird, right?
So it's kind of interesting. So if we're like taking the Matrix theory and like this happens every 12 years, then they're revitalizing and re-putting in the new memories of the last 12 years and doing all these things, and they're changing it to make it better to keep us more subdued.
Probably subdued. Subdued is a good word.
So like you got to think like everything in our overlord's head is like to keep us subdued
In line.
so they can just drain our energy.
Drain your energy.
Energy vampires.
And that's why they just keep you with censorship and thinking outside the box is not a good thing, dude.
That's what it is.
You got to do groupthink, and that's it.
But we need to make you think even when you're not thinking outside of the box, or even when you are thinking outside of the box, like you're really not. It's all predetermined.
Right.
Like it's all nonsense.
Well, it's the George Carlin bit. They give you the illusion of choice.
The illusion.
The illusion. You have 7 colors that you can choose from, but you don't have a choice. They give you 2 political parties to choose from. You got the illusion of choice. It's all predetermined.
100%.
It's all acting.
So the movie for 2012 is actually
2012? How about that movie?
Can I tell you I've never seen that movie?
Really?
It's like 3.5 hours long. Every time I see like the runtime on the movie, I'm
it's
like,
long.
that's another day.
But it's a crazy. There's a conspiracy theory in that one though too.
Who's the big guy in that movie? Who's the star
name
of 2012?
Oh my goodness.
If I Google 2012, is anything gonna come up?
Yeah. What the hell is his name, dude? I can't think of it right now. But anyways, there's a secret society thing to it. Like they were building, like the world leaders and the billionaire class were building like these super ships in like China.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was that angle.
Yeah, there was like that.
I thought it was just like an action movie.
Yeah, it was an action movie. It was a guy. It was like a divorced limo driver. It was like
John Cusack.
John Cusack. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was like a divorced limo driver, and was like luckily that he's driving this billionaire to the fucking airport when the world ends. And
Danny Glover was the president.
Yep. Yeah, there were big names in that movie, dude.
I
Like I said, it's been a long time.
Every time I see the 3.5 hours, it just seems like so much.
It's a good fucking put it on. Just watch the title.
Maybe I'll fall asleep and then I'll watch the other half another day. Like,
But yeah, they do. The whole mission is to get on these fucking ships.
no shit.
And one like sinks, dude. Like
That is kind of funny.
it's crazy. They're like being built in an underground layer inside a mountain.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well, the other movie, if you remember, it was a Super Bowl commercial. So this movie like just came out of nowhere. You remember the movie Cloverfield?
Yes.
Amazing movie.
Yep.
J.J. Abrams actually directed it.
Yep.
It was phenomenal. And then 10 Cloverfield Lane with John Goodman, where they're in the bunker. Fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Now the third movie, they kind of watched this movie and they were like, So they pulled it off of the theater shelves, and they're like, "We're gonna put this on Netflix," but it has such a big name that we're gonna buy a Super Bowl commercial. So the only like promotion this movie had was it was in the Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
So they had the Super Bowl commercial for the Cloverfield Paradox.
Talk about maximizing.
Is it Paradox? Is that what it's called? Cloverfield Paradox?
Yeah.
It's called God Particle.
Particle. Yeah.
Cloverfield Paradox, God Particle. Does
Sure,
that sound
we'll
right?
go with that.
Something like that. It's the third movie.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
But
The Cloverfield Paradox is the movie name.
The Cloverfield Paradox. Okay, so they create essentially a God particle. She's going into space. They're trying to figure out how they're going to get like all the energy to sustain society forever. And in pursuit of doing that, basically open the wormhole. And that is what brings in all the monsters. And the monster from the original Cloverfield is the reason why he came to Earth is because they fucked everything up by trying to do this.
A wormhole? Did we just talk about a wormhole? In California off the island of Catalina? The Catalina wine mixer, motherfucker.
The wine mixer. Catalina wine mixer.
The Catalina wine mixer. The Catalina wine mixer.
Is it another like?
Hey,
I'm like trying to think of which way to go with this.
Okay.
Because I'm like, all right. So this is the secret society showing us something or whatever that they fucked up and destroyed the world in 2012 with the Higgs on Bozeman. But also, is it kind of like a? Could it be a good cautionary tale? Like, hey, science, maybe stop trying to fucking do this shit, dude. Like, yeah, stop trying to fucking do everything.
Well, doesn't that go back to COVID?
That's what I'm saying. Like, gain of function research, like all these things. Like, maybe stop fucking around with all this stuff.
You would think, but isn't that like every like World War Z? Isn't that like the movie basis too? Like,
yeah, it's always like science trying to push the envelope.
We're gonna mix these chemicals together and see what happens. Yeah, leave it alone.
I always found that funny. And this is way off topic, but in Day of the Dead,
okay,
there's a scientist, and he has like a zombie hooked up to the wall.
Okay,
and he's trying to like train it to like do basic things, like hey, here's a phone. Like he's trying to teach it how to like pick up the phone and like dial and stuff. And he's like, and in perfect '80s makeup, like just looks like a guy, but he's green. Yeah, like talking on a cell phone or whatever, and. The buff dudes, the jocks, because in the 80s movie, jocks are the fucking bad guys and the nerds are the good guys, right? So the jocks are like, we're not keeping a fucking zombie down here and shoot the fucking zombie.
Right.
They start killing them, and they're the bad guys of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of interesting that, like, are they the bad guys of the movie, or is the scientist, like, fucking around, like, playing with shit, like,
that they're not
dude, you're in a base where you're safe, like, we're trying to work together to do all this stuff, and they make the scientist look like the good guy in that movie.
It's a little weird.
But really, like, dude, why the fuck are you fucking trying to teach this zombie shit? 80s movies, they always have this, like, motif of, like, anyone that works out or plays football is the bad guy.
I got a little thing for you, though. I got a question. Mm-hmm. What was the company that made the Cloverfield Paradox?
Oh, that's an interesting one. You see, in the Book of Enoch, there were 22 fallen angels on Mount Hermon.
Was it Paramount?
Paramount made the Cloverfield Paradox.
It's a little weird. It's crazy, though, like an off-topic thing that you brought up.
Like, literally, I just brought this up, and we've tied Paramount into every 12-year fucking end-of-the-world event.
It's fucking nuts, dude. I think South Park's on Paramount, too, by the way.
It is.
Just it's cascading into more and more, dude. That's nuts.
I'm going to be thinking when I watch Yellow Jackets next week.
Yeah, I told you, stop watching that. Stop watching that. Yeah, but back on the subject of CERN, too, it's like they harnessed the God particle. Like, did they harness it? Like, I know they created it, but can they harness it?
And if you harnessed it, would you tell anybody?
What would that do?
Especially if you're the Swedish government or whatever?
I got a question.
If you harnessed it, are you going to tell anybody that you harnessed it?
No, God, no.
No. You're now the most powerful country in the world.
But aren't they they're part of the UN, though? Like, they're like a non-sect of the UN.
Really?
Like, they're the only country.
Is it Sweden or Switzerland?
I think it's Switzerland.
So the neutral country.
Yeah, the neutral.
Neutral in quotation marks.
Yeah, I don't think they are part of the UN. Isn't that
How
nuts?
can you be a neutral country and be part of the UN? That doesn't seem...
That blows my mind, dude.
That's a fucking paradox.
Isn't that crazy? They're part of the UN.
Okay.
I got another question off topic, though. I know I brought it up a couple podcasts ago or whatever.
Okay.
Did they ever go to Fort Knox? Do we have the gold?
Is anyone arrested? Do we have any of the papers?
No.
Like, I feel like the JFK one was like a throwaway
It was a
one.
throwaway.
Like, dude, where the fuck's the list? Like,
It was a throwaway.
Dude, there's nothing. It was all...
Did we go to Fort Knox, dude?
Dude, never went to Fort Knox.
No?
No.
That was a whole big thing.
And everyone was talking about how we voted on this budget, and now we're going to be able to get no tax on overtime, dude. Where is it?
Yeah, it's just, that's all.
Like I said, like, I'm rooting, like I said, like, I was optimistic. I'll put it out there, I am sincerely less optimistic right now. Because it's definitely looking more like business as usual.
Well, didn't I tell you that?
And it's looking like the whole fight, even between the two sides, is all theater. Like, I'm even looking at it the other way. Like, I'm just like, I think both sides are just posturing in theater right now.
Well, Schumer was going to shut down the government.
Yeah, instead he didn't.
But that would have proved Elon's point of cutting federal workers.
Exactly.
Oh, hey, hold on. We're going to shut down the government and eliminate these jobs right now for a temporary time, and the government's still going to succeed and go through the day-to-day. And then he backed out of it. It's kind of nuts, right?
It's
all dog and pony, buddy.
I'm less optimistic.
Oh, and then who was
like I said, the Fort Knox,
And then I was telling you about Iran too. You remember in July they were releasing the WWF fucking videos?
Oh
yeah, Countdown to War.
Yep.
And then they all Trump assassination shootings were Iran. Mm-hmm. They're pushing that narrative, and now all of a sudden it looks like
looks like we might be starting another war, dude.
Looks like the playback.
If we start another fucking war, man, I swear to God.
It's crazy, dude. Like I said, it's insane.
It's just amazing. We can't get like a populist in there that just like actually just is isolationist and just doesn't want to murder people. Just wants to stop genocide.
It's crazy. He's too busy doing car commercials in front of the White House.
They all do that.
That's insane.
Like I said, I mean, I don't care. I mean, Biden did that. Obama did that. They all did the same thing with different companies.
Yeah, Obama just gave Chevy.
Well, Obama actually bailed out failing companies.
Yeah, he just bailed out banks and the auto industry.
Yeah.
Biden was right along with him. But it's crazy, though, dude. It's insane. And then all the protesters that are attacking.
When does
Now here you go. Now I'm gonna pull.
Is George W. the president in 2012? Did he get elected?
No, that was Obama. Obama was away in 12.
Okay, so we're off the timeline there. Yeah, that makes sense. 8 to 12.
Yeah, we're Obama.
So Bush was 4 to 8, 2000 to.
Well, here's a crazy one.
Or he was 2000 to 2008 then.
Yes. Do you want to talk about a crazy one though?
So isn't it? Oh no, never mind.
Obama, you talk about alluding to what the plan is.
Yeah.
It wasn't his whole thing change in 2008? Get change for 2012?
That is interesting.
Hope and change, right?
You ready to go to 2024?
I'm always ready.
So the predictor for the end of the world in 2024 is the Baba Yanga.
What's that?
The Baba Yanga. She's the lady that like got super injured, like her eyes won't open. She's
Really?
like with Nostradamus. We talked about it in the Nostradamus episode.
Yes.
She's another one of like those fortune tellers. She said the world was going to end in 2024. So there's your next 12 years.
Now, did the world end when Trump was assassinated?
This is what I wanted to get into because I feel like this is the last year, so we have a lot of things on the top of our head.
Yeah.
I want you to give me like what you think ended the world, and just rattle off a couple.
I'm gonna go with that one.
I'm going aliens in the mall in Miami.
That one's a good one. I was gonna
because I'm
bring
like,
that
dude,
up.
that went away like nothing, dude. Like that fucking just went away like it never happened.
Yes.
I think that ended right there, dude. Alien invasion at the mall in Miami.
That one, that's a good one. It could be the New Jersey ones too.
The drones, was that 2024?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was only 3 months
ago.
ago.
Like summer.
Yeah, you're right.
End of summer? Because that's when Trump was saying that he's going to tell you what it was when if he gets elected.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to say
one of their big events.
The Trump assassination in July, the attempt.
Like Civil War, like
alternate timeline.
Yeah. The simulation guy was like, "Oh, this ain't going to work."
Yeah.
We're going to make that bullet miss.
Turn his head. Yeah, that one that would have been crazy.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
That would have been crazy. The Olympics.
The Olympics.
You remember it was like the Last Supper.
Like their whole like satanic.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
The opening ceremony.
The pale horse.
Yep, the pale horse.
Yep. Could have ended right there.
That could have been the ushering in, and then like a month later, the Trump assassination. That's kind of nuts. That's a crazy one to think about.
What if the war in Ukraine or whatever actually spurred the hot war and we just went into fucking nuclear chaos?
Maybe when I was talking about Iran, maybe they did send fucking... maybe that happened in September, dude.
It's true.
Like I said, I remember sending you those videos of like, dude, it was like an intro to Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
Like, it was like clocks ticking down.
We're
dude.
going now.
It was nuts, dude. It was nuts.
Sunday.
Yeah, that was a crazy one.
And then the Obamas released that movie about the world.
Was that in 2024?
It had to have been last year. What is their movie called?
Oh man, I'm drawing a blank.
It was not good.
Just type in Obama movie. I'm sure.
Obama movie, world ending.
Leave the world behind.
Leave the world behind.
It's off the memory right there.
Yep. And it kind of showed like all the division and chaos of the country,
Yep.
and then it showed like all the rich people going to the rich houses and hiding out in their bunkers.
And then Red October. Do you remember Red October was supposed to be?
Red October, what's that?
That was supposed to be like the collapse of all the shipping ports. That all the ports were shut down.
Oh, Sean Connery.
The stock market was supposed to collapse in October, preluding the Trump election, and it was supposed to be chaos. Yeah, it was like Red October. Everybody's pushing Red October.
Oh, shit. Yeah, any other movies this year attributing to the end of our world?
I don't know about any other movies.
But it is kind of crazy, dude. If it just did reset last year and they implanted all the memories of the last 12 years, dude, what a shit job of putting those memories into people's heads again.
That kind of sucks, dude.
From 12 to 24?
Yeah.
Like you talk about, is there like a period more like...
But like I said, it just seems more bland. The bland as we go.
There's so much less flavor.
Yeah.
Ever since 2000 when they rebooted The Matrix.
Yeah.
These last 24 years, dude.
Not good.
No.
Doesn't seem good. Like I said, it seems like hopeless.
Which is weird because if you wanted to keep population subdued,
well,
like he said, the pinnacle of civilization is the 1999. Like people can still strive, but there's enough suffering that you don't question reality.
Right.
Here, I feel like people have woken up, and I think 50% of people question reality.
I've been telling you since summer, since we started this thing. I think there's a lot more people
questioning,
opening up to the idea of like this is all bullshit, kind of.
Yeah, like
everything is just bullshit.
It's kind of nuts.
Yeah. What you read, what you ingest, what you fucking take in for
it's like
truth.
More and more people are disconnecting from society. Yeah. People are just quitting their jobs. They don't care.
Yeah.
They couldn't afford things before. They can't afford things now. So what's the difference? Yeah. Why waste my time? More people are deciding to be homeless and fucking leave the society.
It's crazy. But like I said, it seems like hope is gone.
Yeah.
Like before it was like, oh, I think of Boy Meets World as like my pinnacle of like life in the suburbs as like a kid in the 90s.
You're right. Like that's what and that's like it's really sad because when you think about Boy Meets World, like you think about a life where like you want to have kids and you want to have a backyard and you want to take your kids to t-ball and like I don't see a world where Boy Meets World exists anymore.
And like their problems were like it's crazy that we're talking about Boy Meets World being like relatable. But like I said, you had the poor kid, Sean, who grew up in a single family home.
In a trailer park.
In a trailer park. You know, he had a rough go, but here's a kid that had pulled himself up, struggled through school, got through college, you know, with
community that never gave up on him.
Right, had family, like not his family, but family that was like, hey, we're going to take you, we're going to guide you. I know you're going to go through rough patches. And here he is in college. You know what I mean? Gets a job, whatever. And even, like, he went through the drug and alcohol thing, and it was like, I don't know. Nowadays, it seems like you get a job, and then they bought a house in college. I don't know if you ever saw that episode.
They bought a house?
Yeah, fucking Topanga and what's her face? Corey. They bought a house.
Yeah.
And they were like, it's $80,000.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
For a house in suburb Philadelphia, dude. Like you $80,000, dude. And like I said, there you go. Like his dad was a fucking grocer, dude.
Yeah, that's
you know what nuts. I mean? Like you had 3 kids in a fucking house in the suburbs, and it was like nowadays your dad's a grocer. You're on welfare. Like you're not.
You make just enough not to qualify for food stamps.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you're struggling. You're fighting and clawing to have $100 at the end of the week, dude.
Yeah,
like it's insane, dude.
That's the stuff that makes me like think like you can't have kids, dude.
It seems crazy,
and it makes me sad that like, and this is just, I mean, we're getting real deep right here on fucking Boy Meets World or End of the World podcast, but like, there's something about like you want your kids to kind of grow up like you. And, like, you want to have a relation to how they interact and exist in society. Right. But if you looked at society now, like,
so different.
Would you get along with your kid who's just going and he's watching Fortnite on his phone? And
I know. Or
he doesn't want to play T-ball. He doesn't want to fucking...
But like I said, even, like, me now, like, I drive around.
Yeah.
There's no kids outside, dude.
No.
Like, it was fun. Like, it's that old picture, that meme of, like, oh, where's everybody? And it's where all the bikes were. Like, oh, they're all on the front lawn. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, oh, they're all at John's house today. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, and it's crazy. Like I said, dude, when was the last... I see kids maybe once in a while at the park playing hoops.
Yeah.
But we used to play fucking football in the middle of the street, dude.
It's not even just playing outside, though. It's just, like, even just the way they interact. Like, the way they just, like, don't have, like...
Well, it's all Snapchat, dude, now, and... It's a different way of interacting.
Yeah, like you don't see like Boy Meets World problems out of kids nowadays.
Well, they don't hang out with each other. Like I said, dude, where are they hanging out with each other?
Yeah, that's true too.
Like we used to go to the mall, dude. Like I mean,
I know you walk around the mall and hope you run into somebody.
Like when do you see that? Now it's all I'm gonna snap you, dude. And they're tracking each other where they are on the Snapchat.
That's fucking
like
bizarre.
Oh, what do you hiding,
You notice
man?
that, dude? Like everyone's like tracking each other, dude.
Crazy.
I'm like,
well, privacy's going out the window, dude. Like
that's one thing, yeah.
It's it doesn't exist in our time of age, it seems like. And that was one thing that it's like such a value in our when we were growing up. Like I remember, like, hey, don't say that, or don't say keep that. That's our problem. That's in house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
and now it's everybody's.
Now it's everybody's. Now it's just talk about everything.
Here's my other 2024, Neuralink, dude.
Oh,
what if we all got the chip?
I think they're implanting people going under surgeries right now.
Just popping one in here and there.
One in. Well, I just saw a guy pay with his palm the other day. Freaked me out.
Pay with his palm?
Pay with his palm.
How?
I guess you have to like register your hand.
You saw that in real life or like on YouTube?
Saw this in real life, dude.
Get the fuck out of here.
Guy paid with his palm, and he says that you have to take a picture of your palm, and it like registers your lines or whatever on your fucking on this database. And he held it up and fucking bloop bloop.
No.
Bloop bloop.
Get the fuck out of here.
Bloop bloop.
What?
Craziest thing I've ever seen in my life, dude.
What?
You tell me, oh, we're going to cashless, so you can't stop it, dude. Yeah, because you got people like that, dude, paying with their palms, dude. People are too into technology, man. Like I said, go read the Unabomber's manifesto. I don't agree with sending the letters,
but the manifesto was spot on.
But the manifesto about the technology takeover, and then like you said, like our overseers, dude.
Yeah.
And how they just drawn out the hopelessness. Because eventually they're giving you the false hope of the internet and the AI is going to make life so much better. Like I always went back to you and said, all these tech guys around Trump now.
Yeah.
All the ones that were censoring people about free speech. And now
they all flipped on a dime. Now I don't trust any of them.
Now they're all free speech. Oh, yeah. We're for... Everybody.
Well, I mean, it showed the nonsense of the whole thing because everyone that was all about the environment and Teslas started blowing up and burning Teslas.
Donating them.
And it completely flipped. Everybody that was against the war when George W. Bush was going to Iraq is now completely for the war against the Ukraine, against the Russians.
You talk about switching your timelines, though. Here it is.
And then, you talk about the other way, like... Oh, all these tech guys were fucking anti-Trump, all these things, wanted to be pro all this, and now all of a sudden flipped on a dime and they're all for him.
All for him. But doesn't it seem like there's... And then, like...
It just shows... To me, it just shows how fickle people are, dude. No one really... And the crazy thing is people are so fucking set on their ideals and their things, but, dude, they flip on a dime.
Well, you go where the money is.
Yeah,
for those guys.
That's true.
I mean, like I said, the people that are protesting they're not changing the world. They're not changing anybody's opinion.
Yeah.
But
Zuckerberg running 3 massive companies.
And trying to get an AI regulations to deregulate his company for AI.
Which is terrifying.
It's going to produce more AI bots and more interaction.
Dude, every episode we come on here, dude, I've seen like 3 more AI videos that made me be like...
Dude, it's crazy.
What the hell?
It's crazy what we're heading to. And like I said, I don't know how that's a good thing.
But the thing is, I don't talk to many people that think it is a good thing. That's the crazy thing. Is like, how many people actually want this? I know there's a lot of people like trying to work from home that are like using it, and I'm sure there's a lot of smart people taking advantage of it for right now, and they're going to be able to make salaries until they're fucking obsolete.
Yeah, right.
But like, I think for the general population that are working regular jobs, I don't think anyone's pro AI.
No,
I think they look at it and like, this is fucked up.
Right. Like I said, did you ever see the future stores of
Even the people making AI are anti-AI.
A little bit.
They're just like,
some of them are.
They're just like, oh, China's gonna do it.
Not
like,
NVIDIA.
not NVIDIA.
Not NVIDIA.
Yeah.
They make a lot of money. And then what's the weird thing that we can't make chips here?
It doesn't make any sense.
Like, what does China have?
I remember they said they were going to start digging in Nevada.
Like,
why not?
But
no one's using that desert land. And that's the thing with, like, this housing thing, like, that drives me nuts, is that it sucks, dude, because if you're in charge of tax money, dude, how fast do you fix every problem in this country?
I know.
It's not hard.
Well, that's where, like I said,
you can't change people's fucking, like, whatever. You can't change whatever. But, hey, take away property tax and go get an acre in the Nevada desert, dude.
Right.
And go put somebody there, and they have a free house. And just say, that's yours. And we're not going to charge you property tax. We can't take it away. It's all yours, dude. We'll keep the water on.
Right.
And that's it. And if that person's out there, dude, and he lives and gets his water and plays Call of Duty
that's
on Starlink, dude,
prerogative.
we're good.
Right.
Fuck, who cares? At least you have a problem. Like, instead, they want everybody controlled in these fucking 15-minute cities. They want 9 million people crammed into a corner.
Well, this is why
there is so much land out there, dude.
I know. But this is why I'm anti-school, though, dude.
Oh, 100%.
You go to school, dude. They train you to be a good employee, a good button pusher. Don't ask questions. This is what we tell you. This is how to follow instructions.
Yes.
And that doesn't create entrepreneurship.
Yep.
Like, think about, like...
And I miss apprenticeship education.
Well, yeah, that's one thing, dude. No one wants to do that job, number one. It's hard work.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
But
legit.
apprenticeship education goes to all fields, though. I mean, nuns used to be nurses
Yeah.
through apprenticeship.
Yeah, right.
Like, they didn't need to go to a school. They worked in the hospital, worked under nurses, and became nurses by working there.
I'm going to get in trouble for this one.
Oh, fuck.
But I can't make twerking videos if I'm a nun.
Wait, what?
I can't be twerking on TikTok, dude, if I'm a nun. That's like anti the code for nuns, dude. So am I going to give up my ability to make TikToks, dude?
Oh, my God.
No, right?
I'm just saying, like, there's apprenticeships for all jobs, though. Like, I'm saying you could learn everything on the job. You could learn being an engineer from an engineer.
You got to know math.
Yeah.
You got to know math.
I know, you do need to, like, prove that you, like...
Yeah, I don't want
no...
Like... Yeah, I'm driving over fucking the Grand Canyon, and it's the dude that's learning on the job. And has no math skills, dude. Yeah, you try, like I said, Boeing, dude. Boeing. You trust a couple of guys that don't know math. And you get into that airplane about 4,000 feet, dude.
We gotta cut this episode.
Are you feeling good? I'm saying, like, plumbers, though, and everything like that. But there's certain things you have to know and have knowledge on. But it's a crazy...
All right, let's practice a tagline to end the show.
Okay.
All right, it's got to end with, no, we're actually scared.
It's got to end with
It's got to end with, no, we're actually scared.
Oh, man, this is a tough
Let's come
one.
up with a tagline.
Okay.
All right. We'll try a new one every week.
Okay. Ghouls, goblins, CERN? No, we're actually scared.
See, I feel like you have to say something, and then I have to say, like, respond with, no, we're actually scared.
Okay. Oh, man, this is a tough one, dude.
Like,
I know where you're going with it.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. It's tough when you go on the spot.
Yeah, I know. That's why I wanted to do it. I think this is a good process right here.
Are you afraid of the simulation? Because I am. No, we're actually scared.
I think you just agreed with yourself.
agreed
I
with
think you
myself.
got to ask something, like, nice. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, this is tough.
Yeah, it's a tough one, dude.
It's tough. It was a great name for the podcast, but it's really hard to come up with a tagline for it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think you just go, no, we're actually scared. Leave it at that.
You know, sometimes I think life's going to turn out well. I think everything's going good. And then I look in the mirror and I say, you know
I'm
what?
a big pussy, and I'm
You know
actually
what?
scared.
We're actually scared. Good night.
Good night.